Utaomba uilinde Jumuiya ya Afrika Mashariki, tuwezeshe kuishi kwa amani, tutimize na malengo yetu. Jumuiya yetu sote tuilinde, tuwajibike, tuimarike. Umoja wetu ni nguzo yetu, idumu jumuiya yetu. Uzalendo pia mshika Bojo twananuka hawejo migisha nyamuhange yaturondeire okutwara ensi yaitu karo Omumaisho kandi n'okujebembera gye ensinkore eshemeza katweyongere kweshongora ensinkore eshemeza tuturikwewa agoma manzi agakare agayombekire ensi yaitu.
Thank you. Thank you, Chairman. You're the one who leading the prayer. Prayer. Thank you. Prayer. Prayer led by the chairman.
Almighty God, Allah, maker of heaven and earth, we are grateful for the privilege of life. We thank you for your providences, protection, and guidance. We thank you for enduring us with unique gifts as well as the opportunities to serve. As the leaders of our party in our respective offices, may we utilize our gifts and strength in our service to the party and nation. We pray that civility, respect, and unity of purpose reign supreme in our leadership team. Show us how to listen with open and humble hearts to the people we lead, especially those that are different from us and those with whom we have differences of opinion or perspective. Help us answer your call to act justly with love and mercy towards all of your creation. May your Holy Spirit guide us, may your Spirit guide our deliberations so that all that is said and resolved is of benefit to the party and nation and glorifies your mighty name. For truth and justice we pray. Amen.
Thank you, honorable colleagues. Mr. Chairman, we took a resolution in Soroti during our National Council meeting that in every sub-region that hosts any of our meeting or activity, we do the national anthem for that specific region in respect of the culture, aspiration of that region. It is not that we are segregative, that we decided to do one, but that's the resolution. Otherwise, we would have done many of them for all our sub-region. Mr. Chairman, I hand over the seat.
Amadamo ekosi ajomini suruma deringa isoki madigare ringa adisi ambamba kupirasi ambamba atongasi amandu atete membe mane kosi keringa badi lady amadamo ekosi ajomini suruma deringa isoki madigare ringa adisi ambamba kupirasi ambamba atongasi amandu atete
Mr. Chairman, Alitia Elia as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, dear delegates, our members, the President General of the Democratic Party, the Vice President, the Deputy Secretary General, the Vice Chairman of the party, all Vice Presidents, regional, all representatives from different regions, all delegates, all NEC members, our invited guests, and all well-wishers, our observers, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you to this great day, to this great and important meeting, and I thank you for honoring this invitation, and I thank you for sparing your time, and I thank you for tolerating all what you call or might be of disturbance while you're here, and I thank you for accepting for all corrected issues. You are all welcome. Thank you. Thank you very much. I would like some order to be first made. My concern is I want a peaceful delegates conference, delegates deliberation. By getting a peaceful and a very democratic process on board, there are some rules that should come especially for today. We should abide by this in order to create a safety atmosphere the current. We get into elections of a new leadership and all those elective posts, and thereafter we close business. It has been a tradition that most delegates' conferences are conducted when it is night, because I think of various reasons. But I think this time we have done the same, but I think we'll have to do things much faster in the interest of time, interest of love and peace. I therefore call upon all delegates here. I assume everybody here is a delegate, with our visitors and our observers, to exercise and fulfill these small, brought down rules. Rule number 1. We have to abide by the agenda. Rule number 2. Rule number 2. We need to have a proper identification of whoever is causing chaos, to be indeed identified and asked to settle and behave in an appropriate manner. 2, we have to note that we are all victims of the rules, irrespective of the chairman who is even talking. Nobody is going to be in order as we run business. We need discipline as we run business. We have no emergencies at this moment. When you talk about emergencies, I might understand emergencies being a medical practitioner. Emergencies here at this moment aren't seen. Elections are to be conducted at the end of the delegates' conference, meaning as we dissolve, as we go into elections, as we pronounce the new leadership, and at the end of it all, receiving all acceptance speeches, it's when we close up. No games shall be accepted as we conduct business. We can accept your English language, but not with games. Games aren't going to be tolerated by, I'm sure, everybody, because it's going to derail us. I know there are some issues that are likely to confuse us and they are very genuine. The following: I would need to prepare our exit in advance, meaning when we came to Mbarara, we resided in various spaces, hotels, guest houses, somewhere here, somewhere not comfortable. That's a different issue. But I would like the Vice President, the host, Imam Makumbi, Western Region, and the organizing secretary, Mr. Rutagwera, to note the following, and it's also important to all delegates. I want a list of hotels and guest houses, and most probably for those who are good Samaritans who of our delegates at a cost. We need all the names of these hotels. I call upon the delegates who've been in these hotels to spell out the names so that we organize payments. We have to be sure that we leave Mbarara without credits. We need to synchronize these two information, meaning from the Vice President, Western Region, and also the chairpersons of our respective regions, so that the hotels that were used are in line with that. We need the names of the companies that provided transportation to us. Buses, call them mini buses, if you will, taxis. We need the names, these companies, and probably the invoices, etc. We need this for purposes of paying them off. And we want to avoid a scenario that the coming establishment or the coming leadership is not with big prepayment bills. I remember very well when we came into power, we received so much. 600 million, 700 million, hotels, what? These things we don't want to leave a very big burden. We don't want to leave a very big burden. It is telling you that we are genuinely doing business. As regards per diem, we assume, and we are very right, that every delegate has got a DM. I've said has got a DM. I've not said you have received. We have made it very clear that whoever comes here as a delegate should receive per diem. And because of that, we know how many days we have taken here or we are going to take. It is my request that every delegate consults his or her respective chairperson and the regional leader to see that they receive their monies. We don't want a scenario whereby we are leaving and we will leave our delegates behind. We want to leave when our delegates have departed and we are to be the last. Please approach your chairperson, approach your regional head, not leaving the organizing secretary and the secretary general. This is all in good faith. In good faith. I think it's very clear. We are having issues related to delegates who have sneaked in. This is an issue that has been raised. They are called intruders. We need to organize this carefully so that we don't blame those going to conduct elections. Because I'm making it very clear, we are not going to tolerate indiscipline. I want us to have a very extraordinary delegates conference that will end up always being talked about. We are having our presidents, the candidates. I would request our candidates to feel free that this August House is not to target any candidate. And by so doing, I would like to disarm provocative sentiments from us. Meaning, if a president has come in with a kanyama, let the kanyamas out. I repeat, members, and I'm calling in the security team. Please let the candidates surrender their kanyamas. We know where they are located. We know where they are seated. And as a request, I'm requesting the officers to politely ask them to surrender their seats. All of them. All of them. Apart from the security that is supposed to be here. Members, I have come and I'm in a mood of really discussing, I'm in a mood of really conducting this business in a fair manner. I'm avoiding any contradictions and I'm avoiding any provocative issues. Please, we have come for peaceful business. Please let them leave. And I'm beginning to enforce this. This is the first thing I have to enforce. Please make sure the kanyamas leave. Members, all the kanyamas leave. We are talking about kanyamas. They are assigned officials, that's a different issue. But the kanyamas. Pardon? Mr. Abe Chitenda. Mr. Abe Chitenda, please come here. I repeat, I'm calling upon Abe Chitenda. Please come forward. Members, let's not waste a lot of time. I would like to conduct business very well. I am just conducting and laying a good platform on which we are going to play politics. Chitenda, Abe, please come forward. Mr. Chitenda, I have to thank you very much for the work and responsibility you have taken in seeing that you conduct or you look for peace in this environment. My concern and order is to ask our Kanyamas, the Kanyamas to the presidential candidates, and leave only officials of our contingent. Please sort this out quickly. Please go to every president, underline whom is his Kanyama, and they go out in a polite manner. Members, 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 please, Abe, respond to my plea. Huh? Please come back and let me know that you have cleared the place, please. The official ones can as well sit. The official Kanyamas, sit down. Not Kanyamas, security. The official security. These are not professional security people. These are our party. You all know them. Please. Member, what is wrong by coming up with some procedures that are going to make us peaceful? Members, I think I've laid down my rules. Sorry if I bring in such a statement, don't misunderstand me. As you use a toilet. When you go into a toilet, there are rules. And I'm bringing in rules not to intimidate you, but to just create a very nice atmosphere. Thank you very much. Mr. Chitenda, can you come down, please, here? There is something I want to request. Mr. Chitenda, please come. Yes, Chitenda.
After this, I start. Register or register so we will ask the person to respond to receive the report.
They are all going to raise their hand. Should I just call a number?
When they raise for you, say Kizito, Kizito Achera
is aware.
Kizito is proposer and Indingo is seconder. Just receive your communication and adopt as we go. Propose the agenda. We say we all received the agenda.
Members, ladies and gentlemen, I assume every delegate has received this booklet. Majority have received this document.
There were 1,300.
We printed 1,350 copies.
Those are the delegates.
And those are the delegates. Now, if there are others who came in, we have caught some people who are coming in. They were brought in as observers, and we don't know them, but I know what is going on. So as far as we are concerned, can you let me know, Mr. SG, exactly how many copies did you? 1,000? 1,550 copies. So I assume the delegates are with these booklets. Now, again, I assume you have all gone through them. Because they were handed to you all some hours ago. I have members, there is another rule I just forgot. I will call somebody for expression when my eyes have caught him. You don't just stand and you just express yourself. My eyes have to catch you. That's going to be, it's not a new rule. It's known everywhere, wherever you go. You can't just impose yourself to be speaking. No, I want some order. And again, not that whenever you raise your arm, I should just say talk. It's not so. Members, good. As I mentioned, that the agenda today was booked specifically for this specific item. Delegates Conference. Dissolving leadership. Electing new leadership. Registering the new leadership. Accepting, how do you call it? Acceptance speeches. And we close the day. In the interest of time, we need to start. And I call upon a seconder. I present to you. Okay, present, and then we have a seconder.
Mr. Chairman,
Just wait a little bit. There is a final rule that is supposed to settle things. Voting. There are instances that I'll have to conduct voting by acclamation. Look at the Democrats seated left and right. And we talked about 1,500 plus members here. I cannot count the votes. I cannot count. The votes I'm talking about, listen, the vote I'm talking about, the members, calm down.
No, he's not talking about that.
Members, they are not giving me chance to explain. I need some. Kindly be calm. I have to make it clear because this is what I'm going to exercise. When we are having a simple sort of vote whereby those for and those against, it's made in the secondment aspect, it is by acclamation. Simple as that. Don't think that we are going to vote the vice president in that fashion. No. We are not going to vote the national organizing secretary in that. Dr. Siranda, continue business.
Mr. Chairman, I move a motion that this agenda that was issued Mr. Chairman, I move a motion that this agenda that was issued on the 16th of April inviting for this National Delegate Conference be adopted.
Yes, Chizito? Yes, Chizito? Chizito Ochelam. Well, yes, sir. Chizito? Yes, sir.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman, sir. I am up here to second the motion that has been moved by Dr. Cheranda. I second. Thank you.
Next order.
Next order. Mr. Chairman, next order is the address by the chairman.
Attention, attention. Page number 10, communication from the chair. Dear honorable delegates and guests, I associate myself with the protocol in the introduction by the Secretary General, Honorable Siranda Gerard Blacks. It is with great honor that I warmly welcome you all to Asamar Country Resort, Ruti, in Mbarara City, Western Uganda, for the meeting and activities of the highest party organ, the National Delegates Conference. Before we proceed, I take a moment to express my heartfelt condolences to the families, friends, and comrades who have lost their loved ones, especially those who were dedicated members of the Democratic Party. We stand in solidarity with you during these difficult times. We observe a small minute in respect of our fallen ones. May Lord bless their souls. As we reflect back 5 years at the 2020 National Delegates Conference in Gulu, after swearing in to serve our party, we have much to thank the Almighty God for the blessings provided for us, our party, and the nation Uganda at large. In this vein, I thank the entire party leadership for fulfilling and achieving the party goals as spelled out in the Gulu National Delegates Conference resolutions. As we celebrate 70 years of existence, we cherish our fundamental values established by the party's founders. We have continued championing democracy, justice, good governance, and the rule of law. We continuously reflect upon and evaluate what our longevity and what contributions the party has made towards shaping the party and Uganda's political landscape. The new record calls for the coming administration to work hard in all aspects to see us in power, leading Ugandans in accordance with our values. The party has positioned itself as a leading voice for national reconciliation, inter-party dialogue, and national cohesion. The party continues to be plagued with some persistent challenges that are both internal and external to the party. Let me highlight indiscipline, ignorance of party ideology, intolerance, selfishness, intrigue, and poor leadership skills as among the causes of many of our persistent failures. Other internal challenges are in the following: recruitment and retention of members of the party candidates. Challenge number 2, malicious propaganda against the party and party leadership. The next challenge, party structures. Party structures tend to be successfully infiltrated, scavenged, and utilized against party electoral candidates by other political parties. Resources to run party programs and activities is another challenge. Management of internal conflicts, especially those arising from internal leadership, renewal, and party primaries. This is a constant, perpetual challenge. Self-confidence and ideological grounding of party members. Focus on special interest groups in party strategies and activities. It's a challenge. DP's belief and participation in coalitions and political dialogue has been exploited by other opposition parties and used to weaken DP.
This is a big challenge that has existed for some good years these days. Some of the challenges in the external environment include there is a deliberate strategy of killing the anti-colonial political parties across the continent. A political environment that is hostile to democracy, hostile pro-change alliances, otherwise known as political waves, coupled with bandwagons, commercialization of politics. I say commercialization of politics. I say commercialization of politics. Polarization of Ugandan society along religious, ethnic, and other sectarian lines. The mushrooming political parties based on personal ambitions and egos rather than differences in ideology. Poverty, low civic competence, and engagement amongst voters is another challenge. Intellectuals and political elites that have abandoned their duties to guard the nation is a challenge. Moral decay in society with increasing lawlessness and anti-institutionalism. I therefore pray to this great assembly to make a collective mindful decision to address key party challenges. We are all aware that 2025 opens up to unavoidable debates on presidential transition, nationwide, and reconciliation among other critical national governance issues. This party needs an open-minded, determined, dynamic, well-oriented, and visionary leadership to navigate the political landscape. As we engage in the critical exercise of electing leadership for our party, let us seriously reflect on the future that we want for the party and the nation and elect the best of the best. May our days in Mbarara City be memorable, offering us opportunities to realize our aspirations, both personal and collectively in the DP family. I wish you fruitful deliberations. God bless DP, God bless Uganda for truth and justice. Thank you very much.
Next order, address by the President General. Next order, address by the President General.
Mr. President, continue.
Mr. Chairman, fellow Democrats, I congratulate all the Democrats from all corners of Uganda for making it to great gathering of our big tent party. The fact that we are here in Mbarara is a tribute to those who paid the high price to build our country and to build the party we call the Democratic Party. We remember here people like our former national chairman, Boniface Byanyima. We remember Mzee Kashija and many others from this western part of Uganda. Fellow Democrats, this has been a reunion. I'm sure you are meeting many people you had not seen. I'm sure you are seeing people you had only talked to on phone. I found my old friend Dr. Kasozi from PG. And I made a joke. I told him, Doctor, I feel a lot of pressure. Can you attend to me? Then he said, there's also Dr. Lulume. Why don't you ask him to attend to you? And I told him, I fear that one may admit me. And then I failed to attend the Delegates conference. Fellow Democrats, let us have a civil conversation. There are many issues that affect us individually. There are many issues that affect DP. There are many issues that affect our country. This National Delegates Conference is not just about DP. It is about Uganda. The one question that is on the minds of all Ugandans, what sort of Uganda shall we have post-Museveni? That, to me, is the question which keeps many Ugandans awake. Uganda has never had peaceful change. Every time there is a change of government, one president is fleeing and another one is arriving with guns blazing. DP is the firstborn among all the political parties in Uganda. This year, we are 70 years old. We should be the ones to show direction to the rest of Uganda. We are the ones who should teach other political parties that elections are not a struggle for survival, but a competition to serve. I expect that today, particularly those of you who are new to our gatherings, we hope you'll go back with pride that you belong to a good and great community. When I arrived here yesterday, I heard of the tribulations of the delegates. I may not be personally responsible, but as the president of the party, I accept responsibility for all the suffering that you went through, because I am the top leader. There's nobody else above me. I understand people went hungry, food was not enough, people did not get accommodation, people had problems with transportation. On behalf of the National Executive Committee that I lead, I ask for your forgiveness. We are humble people, and when we make mistakes, we admit them. But I have good news. In the name of the Democratic Party, All arrangements have been made so that you have all that you require: food, accommodation, transport, including refunds for those who had to dig into their pockets, and a modest per diem. This is in the name of the Democratic Party. You are entitled to it because this is your party. I want to assure you that it has not been easy to organize this National Delegates Conference because our party structures have been ravaged by lots of waves. Because of some of the disagreements in the party, we even had parallel structures. Some people even forged registers. Even the Secretary General's signature was forged. Some people even forged party cards. Sometimes we were not sure whether we were dealing with our real members or not. There are places where we went and some of our chairpersons were both chairpersons of DP and of other parties, particularly the NUP. We had to invest a lot in verifying who these chairpersons are. There have been a lot of issues in the run-up to the National Delegates Conference. The main purpose of this National Delegates Conference is to elect the National Executive Committee. That is really the main goal. It is not enough to belong to the National Executive Committee. We are not the superstars of DP. The superstars of DP are those who are trusted by electorate and win elections to go to the councils in local governments, to become mayors, to become district chairpersons, and to become members of parliament or president of the country. Those are the people we should celebrate. The people you are electing are like the ground staff of an airline. You, our MPs, our councillors, our chairpersons at all levels, you are the pilots of the jumbo jets. Many of our branches, as you'll hear in the report of the National Organizing Secretary, are very weak. We could have supported them with the little resources we have. But as leaders, we had to prioritize. When I took over this party, we did not have our own home. We were tenants. And this notwithstanding the fact that we had top leaders in Kampala, but we did not even own a pit latrine in Kampala. We even had mayors. The leadership of the party sat down and decided to purchase property. One of them is Balintuma Road, and there's another plot there. The National Treasurer will show you the land title. It is in the name of the Democratic Party. We have another property next to the palace of the King of Buganda. That is where we intend to build an 8-storied building dedicated to the memory of Benedicto Kiwanuka, who does not have a grave because he disappeared during a means time. They murdered him. Before the COVID pandemic, we had contacted Kenyan property developers and we had assigned a contract where they would build all the floors of the building, give DP a few floors, and then they own the floors above for some time, then hand over. That arrangement is called Build, Own, and Transfer, BOT. Unfortunately, because of the COVID pandemic, we were not able to fulfill that plan, but we still have the plan. We are proud that now that the mortgage has been fully paid, and this mortgage was quite substantive. It went close to 900 million. We are now debt-free. The party will now have resources that can be deployed to open regional offices, branch offices, and to implement programs. Many of you are asking, why don't we receive money? That is the reason. We needed to prioritize. Turning to the politics, one of the biggest contributions of DP to nation building and the struggle for democracy is that we never lose sight of the bigger picture. I pray we don't ever do. We are demonized by myopic political self-seekers, but eventually we are proved right. Our cause endures. In the run-up to independence, DP, as the party of government, advocated for universal adult suffrage nationwide. This made our party clash with the entrenched feudal interests in the kingdom of Buganda. Benedicto Kiwanuka was treated like a leper. The vested interests at Mengo formed a special purpose vehicle and called it a political party, Kabaka Yeka. They coalesced with a complicit colonial power and resolved that in the 1962 elections, the people of Buganda would have their MPs elected for them by the Orukiiko, the kingdom parliament. The Kabaka Yeka MPs then formed a coalition with the UPC of Milton Obote, and they formed a government. That is what was called the marriage of convenience. This locked our leader, Benedicto Kiwanuka, out of parliament and kept DP out of power. That marriage of convenience soon collapsed in a heap for reasons that are well known. Fast forward, as the NRA stormed Kampala, guns blazing, DP, with the broadest social base, joined the NRM government. That is the proper period from which to start my thesis of what our problems seem to be, namely, the misguided and narrow definition of what an opposition is. When the NRM took over, the opposition, in quotes, was UPC and its fiery assistant secretary, Cecilia Ogwal. Its base was Uganda House, and the institutional framework it leaned on was the Presidential Policy Commission, which was appointed by its exiled leader, former President Milton Obote. The opposition, in quotes, was geographically positioned in the north and ethnically Nilotic. Government was geographically southern and ethnically Bantu. After 10 years of a stalled democratization process, the DP leaders, led by Dr. Semogerere, walked out of government and announced that he would run against President Museveni in 1996. Ever the big tent party, the big picture party, DP chose its old enemy, UPC, as its political partner. They formed the IPFC, Interpolitical Forces Coalition. The old foes became partners. Dr. Semogerere and Cecilia Ogwal traversed the country together. In the same way, Dr. Semogerere led Cecilia Ogwal to the places where the UPC was very unpopular, like the Luwero Triangle, and introduced her as my sister. And this is the lady from the party that rigged the 1980 elections, which DP won. How do I know that DP won the 1980 elections? Our former leader, may his soul rest in peace, Dr. Semogerere, told me that at the closure of the tallying of the votes, he received a call from the secretary of the Electoral Commission called Vincent Sekono. And Vincent Sekono told him in Luganda, Sebo Yoga Yoga. In other words, congratulations, you are our next president. But that was not to be. Now, this is the person who was moving together with Cecilia Ogwal. In the same way, Dr. Semogerere was accompanied by Cecilia Ogwal to Lango, where Dr. Semogerere used to get very few votes. And she introduced him in Lango as my brother. That year, the whole of northern Uganda voted for Dr. Semogerere, including in Lango and in Acholi, where President Museveni in that election got only 13%. In Buganda, the home of Dr. Semogerere, he got very few votes. President Museveni won overwhelmingly in 1996. It is important for us to understand the laws of motion of politics and to know that politics is not stagnant. Politics is dynamic, and you do not blink when you are observing. In 1996, Semogerere was demonized in Buganda into a leper. He was presented as a Trojan horse working for the return of Obote into power and as a front for the resurgence of the defeated and murderous Nilotics from the north. Semogerere swept the polls in Teso, West Nile, Acholi, and Lango. The rest of the country shunned him. The Bantu Nilotic divide was clear in 1996. As Dr. Semogerere campaigned in Rukungiri, the home of Colonel Kiza Besigye, he was mocked and violently thrown out of that district. And yet, being a Democrat and we being DP, in 2000, it is the same Dr. Besigye who was totally against Dr. Semogerere's presidential ambitions, who again had to turn to Dr. Semogerere and DP. The Democrats here remember the story. His first stop was at DP headquarters, because in spite of his exit from the army, he thought he would be arrested. So he announced from Matuga that he was coming to run for president. Unfortunately, there is an important decision which our leader made in 1996, which cost us. He declared that DP should boycott the parliamentary elections. That is how we lost Kampala, and that's how we gave away our base in Buganda. And that's how someone like Damiano Lubega, an eminent lawyer, ceded his constituency to Ken Luchamuzi. Some of us defied that decision for good reason. People like me and Honorable Waswalule. Some of us also opposed the decision to rally around Dr. Besigye. DP and Semogerere rallied around Kiza Besigye, who challenged Museveni on a form of reform. Observers who were there said that Dr. Besigye promised that he would not form a political party.
AZAM TV banna mu byokunyumirwa okulaba TV bongedde ebirungo mu mpeereza yaabwe nate. Funa kit ya AZAM TV ku $800 gyokka. Kituufu ddala $800. Oba funa dikoda ya AZAM TV ku $400 gyokka. Ke kaseera okwemala egguga ne La Liga, Italian Serie A, German Bundesliga, Ligi ya Saudi Arabia ne Carabao Cup ku AZAM Plus ne Play Package mu HD. Nyumirwa ebinna Uganda ku Chamuka TV ku AZAM Pure ku $13,013 zokka buli mwezi. Nyumirwa ebyemizannyo ebya buli kika ne AZAM TV. Ekyasinze okuba ebbeeyi layisi wano. Genda wa agenti waffe yenna oba okube ku ssimu nooti 312 308 9 omanye ebisingawo.
AZAM TV, entertainment for everybody.
Weekend egi aha Tayari West.
Atwasyo mwaka turugera mu mbaga. Ikabaho umwaka gwahwire 2011 cyo kwa gatanu 2024. Beno bushwera burukwera n'Burungi. Hariho ebintu byinge byo kwegeramu kandi noba norebe mwene byekora kandi oranoshika hihe na umwe noshangana na cyacu wagikamuje.
Urugendo rw'obushwera burukwera harimo ebyo birungi byo kubuganamu omwe mu buganame ebisuruko konga kugira ngo mbuba buryo bushwera burukwera nibika bigenda je karembo.
So embaga niyasa kuba yahwereye miliyoni nka 20.
Umukutandika ko no basa kutekateka ngo basa kuzitunga miliyoni 20.
Ankanta kushobora software planning jere nkagambira wayabira nanka treasurer wanje ndabasente ragwa account yawe sashura service provider
ombegambo bikeno basa kumshobora tanu muntu
no muntu ahunami kandi ikindi no muntu umukozi nakunda gukora
yakugambira ikintu we narayenda cyaragambire ukihuri
kandi kikore
kikore.
Otaferwa aha Tayari West.
Kakoli izina lya barahango konka njo ninjeza okurudefendinga kugira ngo ntambule nali
makuru
Obo ryaho tunyondi fama.
Omuhinja atakwata mwitaka. Programu yanje kwanza akajikwata nyaruteme.
Nakuru
omunanasi.
Omunanasi antungamo.
Kuri nawe ninja nkahantu nkareba nkejo so. Neza munana utuyemo kora.
Kwitiwe.
Nkani manguru mapopo ka decent ninzanaga no kuzanaga.
Bakwazinga imnywani wanje.
Bakantere metwaro 5
umezi munana.
Gemezi munana.
Burukwezi ukakorera mtwaro mushanju.
Nkamukaga n'ekintu. Esente mitwaro 5 kandi shankoro kwenda gulitaka. Sikazi esente yinji munonga zamani.
Uruzira bunyata.
Natera no mukana bajante nyo niza futayaye. We had a lot of enthusiasm. We had a lot of power. We had a lot of love. We had
passion.
Kavana tukunda journalism na nokora. Omukazi mukama akanyamba mwe ntaturuhanga muhacho. Akambo mukazi ari kumanya kupakasa.
Atiwe.
Eje myaka 2.
Mukazi yarebereka.
Omukazi akana arebereka. This was just a blessing.
Bless her.
Because tinyine chinkubaza kumushashu. Hati imwe mugarure senteze.
Shuru.
Nyoka mja tingu za kwa sente niza kukunda. I will just give you love.
Yagurra Zuku TV decoder na satellite dish erizoba aha bei kache emitwaro 89 zonka kandi Zuku decoder aha mitwaro 8 zonka rero shemererwe obwo kwerebera channels nungi nka series ezabana music amahure agaloko hamwe na gaheru yihanga nezindi nyingi yerebere Zuku Smart aha mitwaro 12 zonka Zuku Smart Plus aha mitwaro 16 Zuku Classic aha mitwaro 25 Zuku Premium amtware shatukakaga na 5 yagite aha Zuku erizoba buzima oshemererwe.
Introducing Wanda's multi-purpose disinfectant, your ultimate defense against harmful bugs and germs. With just a few sprays, you can quickly disinfect your toilet, bathroom, urinal, dustbin, kitchen counter, tables, farm tools, children's toys, you name it. Keep your loved ones protected. Choose cleanliness. Choose protection. Choose Wanda's. Always wonderful.
Otaferwa aha Tayari West. Otaferwa aha Tayari West. Otaferwa aha Tayari West.
Won that case and the EALA elections were opened up. Once again, our friends in the FDC came and said, no. If we are not going to get equal numbers of EALA MPs, we should boycott. DP is ever willing to play ball. We are always looking for consensus. Our late Secretary General, Matian Sobuga, went and signed the statement declaring that we would boycott elections. And I told Honorable Mbide, keep your nomination forms, don't take it to Parliament. When I went to Parliament, I found big banners of FDC candidates, busy campaigning for EALA. I met one of the MPs and asked him, why are you campaigning while telling DP not to campaign? Then they said, no. Honorable Katuntu has gone to Arusha to file a case. As I walked up the parliamentary stairs, I found Honorable Katuntu. So I asked him, you are supposed to be in Arusha. What games? Fellow Democrats, we have to say no to gimmicks in the name of opposition. We have to be serious. I called Honorable Mbide and told him, go and file your nominations, and to hell with anybody who criticizes us. We campaigned so hard for Honorable Mbide to win. When Honorable Mbide took a delegation of East African MPs to a function where President Museveni was, and he was introduced, President Museveni made a comment and said, Honorable Mbide is a good DP. Then our leader, who now left the party, Honorable Betty Namboze, decided to start a clique called Bad DP. In other words, the rest of us are good DP because we are civil. To date, I can tell you that that is what gave her the momentum to launch another campaign to undermine the DP leaders. It was called Make DP Great Again. I realized that many of them were preaching water but drinking wine. We decided to go full throttle for the Iyala polls with a laser-sharp focus to have DP in Iyala. Honorable Mbide served 2 terms in Iyala, and when he retired, we fought hard to have Honorable Siranda go to Iyala, where he is. Sometimes, you also have to consider your own interests. The coward of the county was at last fighting back and would take no bullshit from the so-called leading opposition party. We reclaimed our voice and our power to decide for ourselves. We would no longer be a wagon to be towed around aimlessly. We were determined to be an engine, captains of our souls, masters of our fate. The IPC was stillborn because it was seen as a special purpose vehicle to perpetuate the Museveni-Besigye political feud, as opposed to presenting a clear alternative to the NRM. The purpose of opposition is supposed to present an alternative, not just to heckle a leader. Indeed, soon, even the UPC under Otunu left the coalition. Why? Michael Mabike and his Social Democratic Party was supposed to be the official IPC candidate for Kampala Lord Mayor. But behind his back, FDC negotiated with the Subi Buganda 2011 Lukwago areas to become Lord Mayor. Mabike walked away and said a lot of unkind words about Dr. Besigye. In 2015, we attempted another coalition. That year, I was very sick. And I thank those of you who prayed for me to get out of intensive care. I think God saved me for a purpose. But FDC didn't want its position as the opposition to be challenged. That was a delicate negotiation. Something was signed called TDA. You remember it. It was signed without any consultation of any National Executive Committee. There was no National Council. As a matter of fact, it was signed while I was in hospital. But in the spirit of common cause, we joined those who agreed with it. We nominated as 4 presidential candidates: myself, Professor Gilbert Bukenya, Amama Mbabazi, and Dr. Besigye. I sat in that meeting of 4 people for 2.5 days. I'm the only one who kept full notes of what everyone said in that meeting, word by word. I have 3 notebooks with what everyone said. That is why when Professor Gilbert Bukenya attempted to insult us, I warned him. I said, "Sir, do you want me to speak about the things you said in private when we met?" That was the end. As we faced the prospect of 2021 elections, we reached out to those who had left the party to do what was called the DP-UYD reunion. You remember it. I drafted the mission statement of the reunion, and I quote, "The goal of the reunion is to shape a collective future, and the strategy is that the fragmented forces that have valiantly stood in the gap fighting for democracy should consolidate, realign, and coalesce at the head of the democracy-seeking forces in Uganda. Each reunion would be an occasion to rediscover our mission, to rebuild our mother party, unite all the democratic forces, and lead the charge for democratic change in our motherland." Once again, this ideal, which was motivated by the big picture approach, was derailed by milk card politics and the manipulation of what the opposition is. I'll share my record of how this happened and why. Our generation did not miss an opportunity to miss an opportunity. Because of selfishness and narrow-mindedness, fellow Democrats, the word opposition has lost meaning. I now know people. And because I know a lot, I talk very little. I can tell you what you call opposition, most are a bunch of masqueraders. As DP, we are really on our own. Let us rebuild our party based on the real circumstances in Uganda. We have to ask now the fundamental question. Who are those who believe in DP? DP should identify its true believers and cultivate it. There are people who DP will never win over, even if we walk on water. Let's consolidate our base of true believers who share our ideology of pragmatic nationalism. Let's be the party that will be the tiebreaker in our politics. Let's be the bridge over which Ugandans will walk to a new and better future. Let's be the healing balm for a hurting country. We will always be misplaced among the extremists. In Acholi, we have a saying, "Lachene petuk kachel kibonyo." Grasshoppers do not fly together with the locusts. In Luganda, ensenene tezibuka na nzige. We have tried to belong to the so-called opposition, and all the time we are shunned. Our history should guide us as we redefine our identity and goals. Sticking our finger in the air to find out which direction the wind is blowing will only take us where we don't want to go. If we know where we want to go, all we have to do is to set our sails right. Any wind will take us where we want to go. Even the turbulence of the sea will not deter us. DP has noble ideals worth fighting for. But at this juncture, as we answer the question of what sort of Uganda will we have post-Museveni, President Museveni is now an old man. He is over 80. The other day, he apologized publicly to Buganda. He has apologized before to northern Uganda. And I believe he will come to Kasese and also apologize. Now, these are things that DP believes in. DP believes that every part of Uganda is hurting. This country needs healing. This country needs to witness what it has never seen before, namely peaceful presidential transition. Let President Museveni be the last president to jump over dead bodies while going to be sworn in. I don't want to walk on the blood of Ugandans. However much I want to be president, I don't want to walk on the blood of Ugandans as I go to be sworn in. I come from the north of the country. You know my journey. I'm not a new leader. We in the north have seen the worst of the NRM. We have seen 20 years of war. Luwero had 5 years of war. Our party, DP, has seen the worst of state terror. Our MPs used to be shot in broad daylight. If you calculate the number of years that DP leaders spent in prison, it is so many times more than the years the so-called opposition today have spent in prison. But why do we always stand up? Because we are the mature party. As Norbert Mao today, I challenge all of you Democrats that let us continue to be the pragmatic party. I've seen a lot in my 58 years of life. I've seen wars. As a little boy, one day our primary school was closed by Idi Amin, and we were taken to witness a firing squad. 2 people were shot dead. We lived through the 1979 war. We witnessed scarcity. We had to wash clothes with purple leaves. These experiences are familiar to you. I believe our Democrats who come from Masaka suffered when the Tanzanians were approaching Kampala, and they suffered even more when the NRA was approaching Kampala. DP must be the party that will break the cycle of violence in Uganda. Let us stick to our 4 ideals: peaceful transition, national dialogue, national transition of power, national reconciliation, constitutional reforms. There have been a lot of discussion about the decision that I committed the party to. It is not my intention to belabor it too much. The matter is even in court. Our beloved members of parliament decided to take the matter so that the court can decide whether I did anything wrong. We are still waiting for the court to decide. As a lawyer, I don't want to be a judge in that case. We shall wait. But in this gathering, I can politically tell you the genesis of that decision. After the 2021 elections, we convened the retreat of the National Executive Committee and the members of Parliament. And we made a resolution and set 3 strategic goals. Number 1, to take power as DP. Number 2, to lead the opposition. Number 3, to share power. Those are the 3 strategic goals we agreed upon. And we did not state who we would share power with. We stated clearly that we would share power with whoever has power. That was a decision of a formal meeting. The minutes are there for the record. I did not reach out to the NRM and President Museveni asking to cooperate with them. In Soroti, I told the National Council the truth, and I will summarize it. In June 2021, and remember, I had participated in a presidential election which has been the most difficult presidential election. Remember, we had tried to unite the opposition. Well, my airtime is getting finished. We tried to unite. We sat in one of our meetings as DP and we decided that the young man who had won the Chadondo East parliamentary elections, Bobi Wine, can help attract the youth to politics. Because President Museveni has been beating the opposition with a gap of about 2 to 3 million. Why? Because young people don't go to vote. And we identified Bobi Wine as a magnet. We did not see him as a presidential candidate. We saw him as part of the movement. So we engaged him. As we engaged him under the reunion arrangement, we saw that we were building momentum. We then started discussing, is it possible for him to come and support me as a presidential candidate, given my experience and given the broad base of DP? He did not give us a direct answer, and he said, we shall see. But I think as we moved around the country and he saw the crowd, he started developing a totally different idea. Unfortunately, within DP itself, we had people who were telling him, you cannot work with Mao. Mao is it failed. Then he launched a party. I reached out to him and told him, can we launch something called People Power Alliance and we work together? We failed. 10 of our members of parliament left DP, and many of them blamed me for the failure of the coalition, which is totally wrong. As now we are hearing the story. The other day, Dr. Bedwanika told the truth. He said those who are now attacking him and Honorable Mpuga are the people who undermined our effort to unite Mao and Bobi Wine. Many of those who left DP are not happy where they went. But we are still here. We have problems. But most of our problems are not really problems of DP. Most of our problems are not even problems of Mao. It is simply a problem of people thinking they have a veto on what the party can do. That even if they are in the minority, the majority must not lead the party. That is not democracy. And that brings me to the decision which was taken with the 3 strategic objectives. Now, my 2021 campaign was very hard. Many of our DPs were not with me. They were supporting Bobi Wine. As I moved around the country, DP candidates were hiding from me, except in Kasanda, where Honorable Zimula Mugwanya was with me.
AZAM TV banna mu byokunyumirwa okulaba TV bongedde ebirungo mu mpeereza yaabwe nate. Funa kit ya AZAM TV ku $800 gyokka. Kituufu ddala $800. Oba funa dikoda ya AZAM TV ku $400 gyokka. Ke kaseera okwemala egguga ne La Liga, Italian Serie A, German Bundesliga, Liigi ya Saudi Arabia ne Carabao Cup ku AZAM Plus ne Play Package mu HD. Nyumirwa ebinna Uganda ku Kyamuka TV ku AZAM Pure ku $13 zokka buli mwezi. ensi. Nyumirwa ebyemizannyo ebya buli kika ne AZAM TV. Ekyasinze okuba ebbeeyi layisi wano. Genda wa agenti waffe yenna oba okube ku ssimu nooti 312 308 9 omanye ebisingawo.
AZAM TV, entertainment for everybody.
And you think that is the whole of Uganda. Uganda, for your information, starts from Kisoro and goes to Kabong in Karamoja. Starts from Kapchorwa and goes to Kasese. That is Uganda. If you continue to think that what you see around your village represents the whole of Uganda, you cannot be a national leader. You will only be like a frog that is in a little pond and it thinks it is a lake. That is bad politics. 2021, after the elections, we called a meeting of IPOD, the Inter-Party Organization for Dialogue, which some of our DP leaders attack. They don't want to be seen with President Museveni. But why should you posture? You are a member of parliament, you earn 40 million as an MP, you mobilize people to come and insult the party president at the party headquarters. Innocent people are arrested and they spend days in the police. For you, because you're a member of parliament, you enter your air-conditioned Land Cruiser, you go home, your wife gives you fruit juice, then you ask for remote control. Have they shown our struggle on TV? That is not good politics. Let us put an end to bad politics. By belonging to IPOD, we were able to cause the release of over 70 NUP activists. Is it bad to go and talk to President Museveni and say, please release these children, they are innocent? Who are you going to talk to if not the person who is in charge of the country? It is like when I went to talk to Kony. People said Kony is cutting off people's mouths, ears, noses. You can't talk to him. But we went and talked to him because we had a reason. In the same way, if we want to discuss the future of Uganda, we must have courage to talk even to our worst enemies. That's why Uganda is where it is. Imagine Dr. Obote, who became prime minister at 36. The Kabaka, who became president at 39. Ibingira, who became attorney general at 29. They could not sit and talk. Imagine if they had talked. Would they have attacked the Lubiri? Would they have chased away the Kabaka to go to exile? Let us learn to talk to people we disagree with. That is the new politics of Uganda. So for me, I will always talk without apology. We who come from northern Uganda know that we got peace by talking to people who are shooting at us. If If Moses Ali had not talked to President Museveni, would West Nile be peaceful? If we had not gone to Juba, would we have peace? Let us learn to dialogue. Indeed, when I got the call from President Museveni about working together, I called the members of parliament in June 2021. All of them through their whip. The whip is here. Those of you who are saying, I made a secret deal. It was not a secret deal. I called the members of parliament because they are our top leaders. These negotiations are delicate. These negotiations cannot be discussed in the open with everybody because these are matters of state. These are matters of state. I gave the draft agreement to Honorable Lumu. He is the one who read it for his colleagues. But he went on TV and denied it. I am here to say this National Delegates Conference is to help me solve the problems in DP once and for all. I have called you delegates from all over Uganda to save Democratic Party from opportunists. I have called you to take this party back from narrow-minded, provincial-minded, and selfish leaders. I am still seeking your support. Today is the last battle. It is the last battle. Today, it is the last battle. Those who have fought Mao for 15 years, enough is enough. Enough is enough. I want to hand over a party to the young generation. When it has no battles, let me take the next 5 years of my last term to finish the battles. No more battles in DP. Imagine if all this energy was put to building DP. Instead, the energy is put to fighting Mao. Let us use our energy to build our party. I promise you the truth, and that is what I've given you. Those who don't want the truth, that is your problem. I have said it.
Attention,
let me
attention members. He's winding up.
Mr. Chairman, let me close. I want to thank.
I'm reminding you we have rules to follow.
Let me close, Mr. Chairman. You know, I told you I always scratch where I am itching. I'm not going to scratch my head because I am shy. I have told you what you need to know. Democrats, you have come from all parts of Uganda. Come and save me from those who have been fighting me. And they are fighting me because I am fighting for you. You are the soldiers of democracy. You are the soldiers that are going to liberate DP from indiscipline, from opportunism, and from unnecessary conflict. The Bible says a house divided against itself cannot stand. We must have one DP. In this delegate conference, you will decide whether Norbert Mao, who you know, has the ability to take you to the promised land. You cannot drop him. I am your last matchstick. If you have one matchstick, days, DP leaders can organize their branches without interstate. In the position that I have, we have been able to help release the king of the Bakonzo. We have been able to increase cattle compensation. If you are from Teso, if you are from Acholi, if you are from Lango, now you are going to get 150 billion. Because we just don't want positions, we want power. We have not even forgotten other areas. So, I am very happy today that I have got some things out of my chest. And I'm happy that we are going to have one DP. Because you cannot have two DPs. That's not a party. You can't have a party where you can't work together. A party means you agree. We cannot have a party where we are only disagreeing. Either those who think like or the people who have been disturbing Mao for so long take charge. That is the choice. I congratulate you all on going through the structure elections. I promise you, in the next parliament, we shall have no less than 50 members of parliament. We now have the means to campaign. I have many friends. I can raise resources for you. As a global leader, DP must not reduce its standards. Therefore, as we debate today, let us be the party that realizes that Uganda is not going to change through elections. Uganda is going to change through negotiations. And DP is already positioned to negotiate. And you are Norbert Mao is already near the big drum. When the hand of the one drumming gets tired, Mao will press the drum and start drumming. And all of you, I invite you on this great adventure. It is only those who don't know Uganda who talk recklessly. Uganda is not Sweden. It is not Britain. It is not America. The conditions of Uganda forces you to drive according to the road conditions. Therefore, what I can see from where I am, many of you don't see it. Don't miss the great adventure of liberating Uganda, of a peaceful transition, of national reconciliation, and of having a DP president for once
God bless you all.
Next order. Next order, presentation of previous minutes and reports. Next order, presentation of the previous minutes.
Members, ladies and gentlemen, dear Democrats, dear delegates. Members, I remind you that today's item is to dissolve and get to elections. And I'm aiming at that. I'm looking at time, and I know we don't have more money to pay for another day. We have the money to conclude today's business. It will be my fault not to have seen that we don't have the money, we don't have the time, and we need to abide by the Constitution by getting new leadership. Simple as that. That's how I look at it. I should not play with any language or play games. I made the rules clear. If I play games, then I'm also a victim. My duty is to provide or to lay down the possibilities of getting a new leadership team. Simple as that. The rest we are going to talk in a special or an extraordinary delegates conference, which I know we are going to do or provide our delegates. You, the sitting delegates, you have to come back within 6 months or a year. That is 12 months. We have to come back, and then we discuss all our itching issues. All our issues. You're free even to drop away what you don't want, but we want a new leadership. We have to settle the party, and we need to prepare this party to another yardstick of really running. Members, we continue on item number 9, if I'm not mistaken, and it talks about preparations of party reports and previous past meetings. I beg your pardon. Yeah, continue, Dr. Siranda.
Mr. Chairman and honorable delegates, I take this opportunity to present the previous minutes of the 2020 Gulu National Delegate Conference. The minutes of the National Delegate Conference of the Democratic Party held on the 18th to 20th September 2020 at Sir Samuel Baker Senior Secondary School in Gulu City. Mr. Chairman, The minutes are within.
Members, attention please. Let's be a bit calm now. Let's try to listen. Continue, sir.
First page. Mr. Chairman, the first page. We are on page 17. Mr. Chairman, the first page has the attendance and the categories of the members that were present.
Which page are you talking about, sir?
Page 17.
Members, page 17. 17.
Page 17 of the National Delegate Conference Working Document Booklet. It has the agenda.
That is 17.
17. Mr. Chairman, they had the agenda. Mr. Chairman had call to order. And of course, the communication from the chairman. There was communication from the President General that because of time...
Remind members, what are you talking about?
I am dealing with the previous minutes of the National Delegate Conference of 2020.
Year 2020. Continue,
Mr. Chairman,
sir.
because these are minutes of the NDC, they only come back to the NDC. That's why they are presented.
Once again,
right
so that they all understand.
Previous minutes of the National Delegate Conference held National Delegate Conference 2020 Gulu National Delegate Conference. The minutes of the National Delegate Conference of the Democratic Party held on the 18th to 20th September 2020 held at Sir Samuel Baker Senior Secondary School in Gulu City.
Thank you. Continue. Next page, 18.
Mr. Chairman, had gone to page 18 and scanned through your communication. Mr. Chairman, I went to page 19.
Good. Members, are you following?
Where we capture a lot of these
are minutes.
And Mr. Chairman, these that run all the way from the previous national delegate conferences. And Mr. Chairman,
good.
I go to page 17.
If you will.
Page 20.
Good.
It continues to scan through, and of course there were motions for amendment of Article 10 of the Constitution as amended by substituting it with the articles as shown below.
The catchword in this aspect is what?
The amendment.
Of what?
The Constitution, specifically Article 10.
Which talks about what?
The supreme organ of the party shall be the National Delegate Conference.
Good.
That shall make all laws and policies and how the party will be governed, and shall consist of all members of the National Council, B, all district women leaders, C, all district youth leaders, D, 2 delegates from each of the parliamentary constituency, of one of which shall be female. And I think, Mr. President, Mr. Chairman, you can report that we have obliged to
meaning what I was trying to capture here, members, is regarding the response to the motion that was aimed at reducing the numbers of delegates to the National Delegates Conference. Meaning we had to reduce them, and it spells out those eligible to attend the Delegates Conference. And these are the people we are talking about, or the representatives.
Motion 2.
Continue.
Motion 2 was to create new positions on the National Executive Committee, as was approved by National Delegate Conference held on in 2026. This stems back from Katomi National Delegate Conference.
Good.
The motion to adopt all positions that were passed during the year 2016, the National Delegate Conference held in Katomi. The purpose for this motion before you is to adopt, ratify, therefore ratify, and declaration of the vacancies as approved.
Members, the vacancies are spelled out in bullets. Am I right?
This, Mr. Chairman, presents all vacancies and positions of our party now,
which we are now practicing.
As you may recall, we have new positions that were not in old constitution. The purpose for this was to align our constitution to the national constitution and the times of today. For instance, we did not have person with disability in the old constitution. We now have them, and the representative, the Honorable Waki, is here. We did not have elderly representation, yet our party is the oldest party in this country. Today, we have Mr. Bishaka and Dr. Takuba. Mr. Chairman, we did not also have the elderly, rather the diaspora and foreign relations. Today, we have the Honorable Komakech Leandro and Honorable Sebamala Richard in those two positions, and they were the first people to hold those positions. Mr. Chairman, we did not have positions specifically for workers, entrepreneurship, and the informal sector and creative industry. Today, we have Engineer Tukuneko holding that position, and previously it was also held by our colleague who changed the address. We also changed and approved the National Women League to become the fully fledged league. Today, the AG president of the Women League is the Honorable Adong Sarah. And of course, you have the Honorable Nachanja, the secretary, and you have Bernadette Usinge. And so they have done well. You can see what they're doing. We did not have the Youth League, Uganda Young Democrats. Now, it was a fighting ground. It was a battle. Today, they are fully fledged league of our party.
Members, I hope you're paying attention. Good, continue.
You have the Honorable Kiria Ismail as the first president, and you have the Honorable Sayun Helen as a deputy to Honorable Kiria. You have the Honorable Aloko Barbara, and of course you have the Honorable Agaba Esther in those positions. Mr. President, and of course created all this, we also created Kampala, the representative for Great Region of Kampala as a sub-region.
Where are you? On which page?
Still on that page.
Page what?
Page 21.
Page 21.
Then, of course, motion 3. Motion 3.
Good.
For amendment of Chapter 2 of the party constitution on duties of the party members.
Good.
Mr. President, this one was to tighten how we behave and how we conduct ourselves in terms of the party. A person runs with another party sponsored flag bearer as an independent, and tomorrow he comes back to the party. This has addressed that. Once you run as an independent, you've changed the party and you've totally left. You must apply to come back to the process of the party. And I think this was basically on discipline. And we have also said in this article that you cannot take your party to court unless you have exhausted all internal remedies within your party. Then you can move to court after you've exhausted everything within your party. Mr. President and Mr. Chairman and honorable delegates, there were several here that are highlighted here. Of course, there were these amendments that go up to
members, continue.
Bring UID as a semi-autonomous organ of the party with its constitution as a charter that will be an attachment to the mother party, because the UID and the Women League are not separate parties, but they are just leagues within the party, but semi-autonomous, but answerable to the mother party. This was done, Mr. President, to create the friction where some people think there is a party called UID or the Democratic Party Women League. That's why the addendum, when you see on all our banners and all our leaflets, we add the Women League and we add the Youth League because we are one party. And of course, there was an article, Mr. President, of the Constitution.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman,
Continue.
now Speaker. I beg your pardon, Mr. Chairman.
Good. Continue, sir.
Mr. Chairman, Article 19 of the Constitution is amended by substituting with the following article. Article 19. The National Executive Committee shall meet at
Members, we are on page 24. Continue,
the National Executive Committee shall meet at least once every 3 months. Given that these leaders are voted from the entire country, and in case of emergency, from day to day, to review the major trends, and in case of such emergencies, to assume full responsibilities for safeguarding the programs and interest of the party.
Can you please just explain why it has not happened, the reasons why it has not happened 3 months? It has been spelled in our communication. Let's remind those who have not been frequenting the party activities. We talked about the purchase we made of our new premises, which went to around 800-900 million shillings, and we had to collect this money, and it made us first accomplish this task and then came in. Continue, sir. Continue.
The insertion of a new Article A, the Constitution is amended by inserting immediately after Article 19 the following article: the Management Committee. There shall be established a subcommittee of the NEC. I repeat, there shall be established a subcommittee of the NEC.
Continue reporting, please. Continue.
To the NEC.
I don't see any wrong with the procedure here. He's going through the document.
The management
and
committee,
he's following the procedure or how it is spelled. Continue, sir.
The management committee shall be responsible. The management committee.
Continue.
Okay. The members of the management committee will be the heads of department and shall be responsible for the day-to-day facilitation and functioning provisions as shall apply. Mutatis mutandis. There is Article 23. The motion shall be attached. Finding the Women League shall be semi-autonomous. I've talked about that. And of course, Article 24 on the UYD, it is also been attached. And to note that UYD shall be for members in ages of 18 to 30, as per the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda.
Good. Continue.
Mr. Chairman, is a motion.
Which page are you?
Page 26.
Page
26.
26. Get to page 26.
Page 27. Amending the Constitution on Article 19 is amended. The Article Constitution is amended by substituting it with the following articles, the new articles. Insertion, we inserted there the articles.
Continue. We go ahead.
Motion, page 28. Members can see all those that are there. It seems they're becoming impatient, but the good thing, the good secretariat has provided everything within this book.
Page 29.
Page 30. Page 30.
Page 30.
Their duties. This specifically is on the duties of the created offices. Remember, Mr. Chairman, these officers were not there. Therefore, we created, the delegate conference created duties.
Good.
And then there was a motion to amend Article 44 of the Constitution.
Which article?
Motion 18.
You're going to respond.
24, the Secretary General's report. And of course, Mr. Chairman, there were these reports. Discussion by all these colleagues. Where has it been? I am reading the minutes. Mr. Chairman, as the Secretary to the Delegate Conference, these were the minutes. I beg to submit, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Thank you. Members, is this what transpired on the very date? Collins? Collins? You second.
I second the motion.
Continue. We get to the next item.
Next item.
Members, take your seats. Calm down. Take your seats. I made it clear. The rules are very clear, members. I'm to evoke the rules. Sit down, presidential candidate. Presidential candidate, please sit down.
Presentation of the party reports.
You don't need to hustle here. Presidential candidate, sit down. Presidential candidate, sit down. NEC members, delegates, sit down. I want to hand over this leadership. The minutes have to be presented, and we have done the presentation.
There is a person to second.
And they are seconded. We get to the next item.
Presentation of reports.
When you go back to page number 6, we get to the item number 9. Item number 9. Yes, Dr. Siranda, continue. Item number 9. Yes, continue. We got to item number 9.
Reports on the Democratic Party. Report on the Democratic Party activities of 2020-2024.
Last page. Preparation of party reports.
Mr. Chairman,
page 4. Continue.
Mr. Chairman, on the...
Continue, sir.
So we've done several initiatives here, and dear delegates...
Which page?
13. Yes?
Okay. Members, we are receiving, have to listen to the General Secretary's report. Continue.
Mr. Chairman, my report is properly presented in here. The party has done several engagements and renewed communications with initiatives like the iPod. Mr. Chairman.
Members, is the Secretary desk capturing what is transpiring? Continue. Continue.
And of course, we've done those engagements with people like NCF, the National Consultative Forum, CAS, IRI, DGF, and the government facility. Mr. Chairman, the party supported candidates in 2020. Over 122 parliamentary candidates were nominated.
Members, just calm down. Continue.
For the 2021 general elections.
Good.
Mr. Chairman, upon receiving the register and returns from all the branches, that was a basis for us to do this engagement. And therefore, on 2030, convened this meeting. The party, Mr. Chairman, the party home and immovable assets, I'm happy to report to you, honorable delegates, that your interested party administrators and accounting officers of the party and the new acquired and bought the two plots through the
You're
loan.
talking about the party assets.
Yes.
Spell them out.
Acquired the plots of land, plot 1173 and plot 1174 at Balintuma Road.
That is one.
That belong
Another one
to the party. Then you have a plot at Kisosonkole Lane that is also owned by the
at
party.
Kabaka and Jagala Road.
Kabaka and Jagala Road, where we intend to build the party headquarters. Mr. Chairman.
Have you spelled out the other properties we have out of Kampala?
The party has properties in Gulu.
Properties in Gulu.
Agago.
And
thanks to the mayor of Pade, the party now
donated by the Padel mayor.
Yeah. And then there is 4
acres where?
Thank you, mayor. Then there are 4 acres of land in Kapirabyong.
Kapirabyong, 4 acres, property of DP.
Thanks to the councillor Ochole Moses.
By the councillor of Ochole Moses.
Ochole Moses.
Ochole, please capture it. Ochole Moses. Good.
Of course, cases in court.
Cases in court.
The party is facing several cases in court.
Good.
However, the party instructed the lawyers of Semuyaba Iga and Company advocates, who are supported with the active participation of our party's national vice president, Honorable Fred Densum Kasambide of Mbide and Company advocates in that capacity of a lawyer. And today, many cases have been dislodged.
Yes.
We are now remaining with about 3 constitutional cases.
Namely?
The one by Honorable Richard Rumu Kizito, the Honorable Ulume Baiga, Honorable Sebamara Richard, Honorable Mpalanyi John Paul, who has now gone to NUP, the Honorable Rosemary Nantongo, who has also gone to NUP, and the Honorable Fred Kayondo.
And there are others, the 2 other cases of
those that sued the party in court, and then of course there are cases of Gallico, and then that are coming from the process of the last delegate conference, and then the case of Mabele Mabirizi. But I want to report to you that the party recently won one case of constitutional, the one
good,
the Gallico, and court awarded good sums of money to the Democratic Party. We will now proceed to instruct our lawyers to cost the bills for us to pick that money from Gallico. Maybe others will learn from that.
Good. Continue. Continue.
Mr. Chairman, our presence to the national and regional parliament.
Good.
The party continued to exist in the national parliament despite.
Good.
Despite of the challenges, we have 9 members of parliament.
Good.
And 1 at the regional level.
Good.
I want to reaffirm and restate once again and how important this National Delegate Conference is to the policy and the key strategy and direction of our party. I want to thank you all once again for your kindness, attention, and I wish us all a very successful meeting. Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. That's the report. The details are captured within.
Fine. Thank you. Next.
So, there are details from the report of the National Organizing Secretary and, of course, planned activities. Is ongoing. Plan to nominate candidates on all across levels. That is going. Of course, this National Delegate Conference today will determine the presidential candidate of our party. Once the delegates vote you as the president, automatically you become the flag bearer for our party. That's also a plan for us to do that. Of course, we have a plan to engage all candidates in terms of candidates training, and all those are required. The party plans to engage and interact in identification of candidates, conduct trainings of candidates, but of course, nominate candidates on all levels, support and facilitate candidates at all levels.
Good.
And in September, we will see the roadmap by the National Organizing Secretary. But I want to remind you that the nominations for parliamentary candidates is scheduled for September, and then nomination for presidential candidates is scheduled for October.
Is it captured, Secretary?
And along the way, the party plans to hold regional engagement rallies to popularize the party policies across Uganda as we move from this National Delegate Conference for us to market the agenda of the party. We plan to hold regional engagements for youth, for women, persons with disability, and in a bid for us to form a formal league of the party in terms of the person with disability and the workers.
Good.
Report is done. Mr. Chairman, I beg to submit.
Thank you. Have you exhausted all what you're supposed to present? The
organizing secretary
We call him in.
The Honorable Herbert Rutagwera. May I give you some few minutes?
Mr. Rutagwera, the National Organizing Secretary, please come in, spell out this part. We continue business.
May I invite him to make a few presentations briefly, and then I will move a motion to adopt.
Mr. Rutagwera.
Mr. Ruta, the National Organizing Secretary, on my behalf, I invite you as a secretary to this meeting to make this presentation. Then I will briefly,
which page is he on?
And then I will make a motion. Page 41.
41. Continue.
Just briefly how we performed and where we are going elections. Instead of blaming just it's a microphone.
Page 60. Members, refer to page 60. Page 60. Progress report and revised DP roadmap to 2026 elections. Page 60. No, it is ahead. Page 60. Item 5. Yes, Mr. Rutagwera. For purposes of clarity, go slowly.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Fellow delegates.
Members, this time attention, please.
This is the report of the National Organizing Secretary
to the National
Delegates Conference. And here we are talking about the progress on the party roadmap. The current leadership team took over the leadership mantle at the backdrop of what I prefer to call a bruised party. The party continues to be divided on both agenda and loyalty. A cross-section of the party members agreed even on the basic idea of fronting a presidential candidate. That was in 2021. Some, for selfish and I dare say parochial reasons, want the party to support a person from another party and at the expense of their own for a sole purpose of electability at the lower levels, and maybe a far-fetched idea of regime change. On the other hand, others think or thought that it is important to front a presidential candidate on their own to ensure posterity and an opportunity to rebuild the party from the grassroots through participation in the national campaign.
Captured members, I think
as we went into the leadership renewal process, there had been a mass exodus of members to the new wave of NUP. This had to a large extent swept away prominent party leaders from the Central and Near East. To add insult to injury, some of the leaders had access to sensitive party documents or data, which they willingly shared with our opponents. Roadmap 2024 to 2026. The focus of the roadmap has been to strengthen the organizational and competitive capacity of the party, divided into three strategic objectives, i.e., rebuilding party structures and activating party organs, developing internal democracy, transparency, and constitutionalism, then to establish a people-centered democratic and popular party. To a great extent, most of the activities under item 1 and 2 have been executed. The next set of activities under item 3 are focused towards the party's relationship with other parties, where we will engage in competition for national power at all levels. We had laid out a roadmap with these 3 strategic objectives, and I would say that actually 2 of the objectives have been fully accomplished, and going forward we are only now handling the last aspect of the second objective, which is this function we are undertaking today, the Delegates Conference. What is going forward is to establish a people-centered democratic and popular party. And here we are looking at having competitive candidates in a general election. That includes identification of candidates, training of candidates, nomination of candidates. The nomination of candidates actually begins this month, and these are the special interest groups. Then we'll go on to look at the local government levels.
Would you remind
around August?
Mr. Rutaguera, yes? Would you remind our beloved delegates which page are we referring to?
We are
page
63.
63. Members, we are referring to page 63.
After the local government elections, we look at the parliamentary elections. These are slated for around September. And of course, today, as in the Delegates Conference, I think we are also going to come up with a presidential candidate. This is one of the purposes of this meeting. We also wanted to focus at our performance in the last general election, and I would want us to actually
Can you just underline item B, please?
I want us to go to page 64.
64?
Yes, page 64.
Okay.
Now, page 64, we have a table, and that is where I want to draw your attention. In the last election, of course, we had a presidential candidate who was not elected president of the country. We had 123 parliamentary candidates, and only 9 of them were successful. We had 9 LC5 chairpersons, and only 2 of them were elected. LC5 councillors, we had 237, and only 29 were elected. We had 6 city mayors, none of them was elected. We had 51 city councillors, and none of them was elected. We had 13 municipal or divisional mayors, and 1 was elected. We had municipal and or divisional councillors, 359, and out of those only 60 were elected. We had 136 LC3 chairpersons who contested, and out of those 25 were elected. And then we had 1,021 LC3 councillors, out of which 367 were elected. There is a table on page 65. This one gives us a summary of candidates.
Just go to page 20. Page
This
63.
is candidates.
Okay, continue.
Candidates by sub-region. In Acholi, but I think we have. Do we all have this document?
Page 65. Okay. Members, page 65.
Okay, I'll read.
There's a pie chart there, and
before the pie chart, there is a table. In Acholi, we had 11 candidates for MP, 4 candidates for woman member of parliament, 4 candidates for LC5 chair, 48 candidates for LC5 councillors. We had 2 division mayors, 22 division councillors, 32 LC3 chairpersons, and 112 LC3 councillors. In total, that gives us 235 candidates. The Ankole sub-region, we had 2 MP candidates, 1 woman member of parliament, no LC5 chair, 4 LC5 councillors, no division mayor, 2 division councillors, 2 LC3 chairs, and 2 LC3 councillors. This gives us a total of 13 candidates. Bukedi, we had 5 candidates as members of parliament, 1 woman member of parliament, 0 LC5 chair, 7 LC5 councillors, no division mayor, no division councillor, 5 LC3 chairpersons, and 5 LC3 councillors, a total of 23. Busoga, we had 10 MP candidates, 3 woman members of parliament candidates, 1 LC5 chair, 11 LC5 councillors, 1 division mayor, 10 division councillors, 6 LC3 chair, and 7 LC3 councillors, giving us a total of 49. Bunyoro, we had 1 member of parliament, no woman member of parliament, no LC5 chair, no LC5 councillor, no division mayor, no division councillor, no LC3 chair, and 2 LC3 councillors, giving us a total number of 3. Budu, we had 11 MP candidates, 6 women member of parliament, 2 LC5 chairpersons, 37 LC5 councillors, 2 division mayors, 31 division councillors, 15 LC3 chair, and 98 LC3 councillors, which gave us a total of 202 candidates. Great Mpigi, we had 3 member of parliament candidates, no woman member of parliament, 1 LC5 chair, 7 LC5 councillors, no division mayor, no division councillor, 4 LC3 chairpersons, and 10 LC3 councillors, giving us a total number of 25. No, sorry, I think I made a mistake. Greater Mukono, we had 11 members of parliament. These are candidates. 4 women members of parliament,
1 LC5 chair, 36 LC5 councillors, 1 division mayor, 28 division councillors, and 23 LC3 chairpersons, and 231 LC3 councillors, a total of 335. Great MPG, we have 3 members of parliament. These are candidates. No woman member of parliament. 1 LC5 chair, 7 LC5 councillors, no division mayor, no division councillor, and 3 LC3, admin 4 LC3 chairpersons, and 10 LC3 councillors, giving us a total of 25. Wakiso, we had 8 members of parliament. These are candidates. 1 woman member of parliament, 1 LC5 chair, 69 LC5 councillors, 2 division mayors, 102 division councillors, 22 LC3 chair persons, and 460 LC3 councillors, giving us a total of 665, which actually accounts for about 34% of all the candidates we had. Greater Mubende, we had 7 members of parliament, no woman member of parliament, 2 LC5 chairpersons, 11 LC5 councillors, 1 division mayor, 9 division councillors, 12 LC3 chairpersons, and 78 LC3 councillors, which is 120. Elgon, we had 2 members of parliament, no woman member of parliament, no LC5 chairperson, 2 LC5 councillors, no division mayor, no division councillor, 1 LC3 chair, and 3 LC3 councillors, a total of 6. Kigezi, we had 1 member of parliament, 0 woman member of parliament, 0 LC5 chair, 1 division mayor, 0 division councillors, 0 LC3 chair, 0 LC3 chair, and 0 LC3 councillors. We had only a total of 2 candidates. Lango, we had 1 member of parliament candidate, 1 woman member of parliament candidate, no LC5 chair, 1 LC5 councillor, no division mayor, no division councillor, no LC3 chairperson, and 3 LC councillors, giving us a total of 7. Rwenzori, 4 members of parliament candidates, no woman MP, no LC5 chair, 4 LC5 councillors, no division mayor, 1 division councillor, 2 LC3 chairpersons, 3 LC3 councillors, giving us a total of 14. Sebei, no member of parliament, no woman member of parliament, no LC5 chair, 1 LC5 councillor, no division mayor, no division councillor, no LC3 chairperson, and no LC3 councillor. We had only 1 candidate. Teso, we had 5 members of parliament, 1 woman member of parliament, 1 LC5 chairperson, 6 LC5 councillors.
And for those hair-raising moments, turn to Wonders Hair Products. Say goodbye to dull, lifeless locks and hello to hair that shines with vitality and strength. Because at Wonders, we understand that every day is a chance to create something beautiful, to embrace the wonder that surrounds us and make it a part of who we are. Don't be left behind. Try Wanda's today and get the vibrant look you've always dreamed of. Wanda's, always wonderful.
Weekend eji aha tayari West.
Atwasiyo mwaka turugera mu mbaga. Ikabaho umwaka gwahwire 2011 cyo kwa gatanu 2024. Bene obushwera burukwera n'uburungi. Hariho ibintu byinge byo kwegeramo. Kandi noba norebe mwene byekora kandi oranoshika hihe na umwe noshangana na cyacu wagikamuje.
Urugendo rw'obushwera burukwera. Harimo ibyo birunge byo kubuganamo umwe mubuganame ebisuruko konga kugira ngo mbuba buryo bushwero burukwera nibika bigenda je karembo.
So embaga yasako yahwereye miliyoni nka 20.
Umukutandika ko no basa kutekateka no basa kuzitunga miliyoni 20.
Ankanta kushobora software planning jere nkagambira oyabira nanka treasurer wanje ndabasente ragwa account yawe sashura service provider
ombegambo bikeno basa kumushobora tanu muntiki
no muntu ahunami kandi ikindi no muntu umukozi nakunda gukora
yakugambira ikintu we narayenda cyaragambire ucyhuri
kandi kikore
kikore.
Yagurra Zuku TV decoder na satellite dish erizoba aha kabeyi kace emitwaro 89 zonka kandi Zuku decoder aha mitwaro 4 zonka rero shemererwe obwo rwerebera channels nungi nka series ezabana music amahure agaloko hamwe na gaheru yihanga nezindi nyingi yerebere Zuku Smart aha mitwaro 12 zonka Zuku Smart Plus aha mitwaro 16 Zuku Classic aha mitwaro 25 Zuku Premium amtware 35 yagite aha Zuku erizoba buzima oshemererwe.
Otaferwa aha tayari West.
Kakolizi nari abarahango konkanjo ningezo ku defendinga kugira ngo ntambule nari
nakuru obori yaho tunyondo fama
omuyinja atakwata mwitaka program yanje kwanza akajikwata nyarutembe
nakuru umunanasa antungamo
kuri ninyi kuri nawe ninja nkahantu nkareba nkejoso neze munana utuye gukora
kwitiwe
ngani manguru mapopo ka decent ninzanaga no kuzanaga
bakwazinga imnywana wanje
bakantere metwaro 52
umeze munana
gemeze munana
burukweza ukakorera mtwaro mshanje
nkamukaga nekintu esente mitwaro 52 kandi shanko kwenda gulitaka sikazi esente yinji munonga zamani
uruzira bunyata
natera no mukana bajante nyo nyiza futayaye. We had a lot of enthusiasm. We had a lot of power. We had a lot of love. We had
passion.
Kavana tukunda journalism na nokora. Omukazi mukama akanyamba mwe ntaturanga muhacho. Akambo mukazi ari kumanya kupakasa.
Atiwe.
Eje myaka 2.
Mukazi yarebereka.
Omukazi akana arebereka. This was just a blessing.
Bless her.
Because tinyine chinkubaza umushashu. Hati imwe mugarure senteze.
Shuru.
Nyoka mujya tinguza kwa sente niza kukunda. I will just give you love.
Otaferwa aha tayari West.
tasty too. Bella grain, oh, baking bread, tasty cakes and samosas too.
Introducing Bella Grain Baking Flour. Precision milled for perfection. Smooth, soft, and lump-free dough. Every single time. It's time to upgrade your taste with Bella Grain Baking Flour. Bella Grain Baking Flour. Upgrade your taste.
Omagara genseji arihembere eri kutuhindura tukabece kituri embereji eri kuhindura amazoba engendo narishi ebitebyo bitu nambwe no mu mberejo bitwantoronde kintu cyo mutana habindi namunonge kintu kiri kubasa kureta hecho kutangaza omagara gitu naniwe gabana haburungi bwa Wonders Family Jelly izoba ryawe ribe ryo mutano gakuziro mbirungo ebiri kuhezo mbiri gukagaruka busya gukagira mani wena ukasigara no kuraje Wonders Family Jelly nuko majuta agine kuguma harubaju neka yawe.
Wonders, always wonderful.
Otaferwa aha tayari West.